two young men have pioneered a very modern form of art. They're creating pieces of art out of your very own DNA genetic code. Art does not get more personal than this.
In this nondescript building on the outskirts of Montreal, important cutting-edge research is carried out involving DNA, the genetic code that is unique to each of us. Normally, the research scientist would be studying, say, DNA from a calf to determine whether it has the right genetic makeup to produce a lot of milk. Today, though, they're dealing with a request from their most unusual client, based 150 miles away in Ottawa, the Canadian capital. Two friends, one a trained scientist, the other a marketing specialist, came up with a fun idea that would surprisingly transform both of their lives. And it all began with a brochure on DNA imaging equipment.
I saw something that really intrigued me, and to me it looked more like a Mark Rothko painting or an abstract piece of artwork and less like a scientific image.
When I was looking at these images, they really had a scientific meaning to me. It was not until Adrian and I got together and Adrian saw an artistic perspective of it that it actually came together, where a light bulb kind of came off. It
wasn't, let's start a business. It was more like, this would look beautiful on my wall. Can we make a sample? Can we make one for me? And that's how it really started.
New orders are taken over the web. You can select color schemes and ask for almost any size print. Then you receive a DNA collection kit. Jason is their newest customer and was impressed by the artwork's uniqueness.
It is you, it is your signature. No one else in the world is going to have this piece of art.
Your DNA is collected with a simple mouth swab. First, there was little support for the business venture.
In the beginning, I think my former colleagues thought I went completely insane. You know, I left a well-paying job.
Any banker would have looked at us like we're crazy with this idea, and they wouldn't have invested in us.
I was probably chased out of about 10 biotech labs. They didn't really understand the concept. They didn't think that there was actually a market for this.
But a trickle of orders soon became a flood, and they've never looked back. DNA extraction is a complex procedure involving numerous machines, some moving slowly and very precisely, while others spin liquids at high speed. Before finally an electric current is applied. And this is what is produced, the sort of DNA blueprint featured in countless crime shows around the world. The image is sent as a file to Ottawa.
I guess if you had to summarize it, you might say Andy Warhol meets CSI. But it's inspired by some of the great abstract and pop artists with a completely unique new spin on it of adding the whole layer of science and personalization.
It's amazing how every single person looks at our portrait and sees something different in it.
Open up the transform button.
Some of our clientele only look at it as a design perspective and they just think it's a really cool idea. Another group look at it as an emotional representation of their DNA and the essence of who they are. Another group of people really see the genetics component, the science component.
Naz and Adrian are now supplying customers in more than 50 countries. They're coming up with new ideas too. How about having your lips enlarged? Or perhaps a giant fingerprint? The possibilities seem limitless. So is it really art?
Well, surprisingly, the art world has embraced us, which is not something we expected.
Even the Museum of Modern Art has accepted our art form and they sell it through all their design stores.
The artworks don't reveal any medical secrets, but they are helping to fund important research.
Whether it's AIDS research, cancer research, diabetes, we've always been a company that wants to give back to medical research or to other worthwhile causes around the world. At the end of the day, what you're looking at is something very special. It's your life code. It's what makes you unique.